This is the Void Touched Items mod so far. So we have our currencies, Void Gear, Gear, and a Rusty Gear. I kind of made the Rusty Gear like look corroded and rusty, so it's easier to tell. Because before it was just rusty, and it was kind of hard to tell the difference. So what we can do with this villager in this block is we can buy items. These items have positives, but they also have negatives. So if we take this one, for example, we have this one. Does a lot of damage, but it attacks slowly, which isn't really a downside or upside. But then this one will convert its enemies into skeletons when they die. And that's it for that one. Then we have this, which will give you weakness, mining fatigue, and slowness. But when you hit something, crap. I'll have to work on that. So when you hit something, it's supposed to remove these and give it to this. This one, you have damage resistance, but weakness 1. So you take a lot less damage, but you don't do as much damage. You're kind of a tank. Then we have these. So what these do is this one halves your health, but you do 12 damage. This one gives you divided by 3 health, but it does 18 damage. Then we have this one, which is divided by 4.5 health, but it does 24 damage. And this one is divided by 7 health, but 32 damage. So, lots of damage, but you have very little health. If you play Risk of Rain, you'll know which item that's based off of. This shaped glass. And then we have this, which we'll have to go down here to show you. It flows very slowly, and instead of pushing you, it just pulls you. It also does damage while you're in it. A very small amount of damage. Yeah, that was me struggling with it. Don't worry about that. Because you have to make it apply an effect to do damage, because it's a liquid. This is if you don't like a void item anymore, you can scrap it. And then you can turn this into gears. You can use it to upgrade glass swords to better ones. You can get the void bucket, and you can get gears and void gears. Now these are mobs. All of these can spawn in the world naturally, except these last two. Which you may be wondering, why they're the exact same as these, and I'll show you. So, first we have this one. I wanted to spawn in caves, but in the mod editor I use, you can't just make it spawn in. You can't set the biome to a cave. So if it sees the sky, it just despawns it. So this is our copper elemental. This is one of the ways. Hold on. This is one of the ways you get rusty gears. And to get some copper. Which you can use copper to get more gears. Oxidized copper for 3 rusty gears. Now this, the normal gears, we get from this thing. This thing. This one can spawn on the surface, and he gives gears, rusty gears, redstone dust, void gears rarely, iron nuggets, and clocks. You can convert rusty gears into gears with this guy. Then we have the infectious zombie. Do you remember how we said there was 2 identical ones? So this one can spawn in the world naturally, but it despawns when it's idle. The thing about infectious zombies is whatever they kill turns into another infectious zombie. Now the infectious zombies that it spawns in is this one. Which cannot spawn in the world naturally, and do not despawn when they're idle. So you can make like a kind of zombie apocalypse kind of thing. Same idea with the runner zombie. They spawn naturally in the world, but the ones they spawn don't spawn naturally and won't despawn. Then we have the mummies, which I can't remember if they attack animals. They don't. But they also spawn mummies when they kill things. Unlike the infectious zombies, though. Hold on. Well, anyways, unlike the infectious zombies, they just spawn themselves. So the ones they spawn in can despawn. And yeah, see, there we go. Then we have the turtle shell pendant. It's another tank one. You move lower and gain resistance. As opposed to the stone idol, which reduces your damage and gives you resistance. Now this one reduces your health by 40%, but you have 40% damage resistance. So it kind of equals out. We have the Inferno box. And this thing, it doesn't ignite blocks on fire, because I thought that would be kind of like, you don't want it to ignite things twice. That should have ignited more of them. And these things are foods. This one will give you night vision, but once the night vision ends, it gives you blindness for a short period of time. This one damages you a bit, but it's a good food source, and it gives saturation over time. It also gives experience. Or it's supposed to. Well, I'm working on that still. But the other thing it does is reduces the cooldown of things in your hotbar. Or in your offhand. Based on the cooldown percentage. Because that's the only way I can do it. It also repairs things slightly in your offhand, and that's all we have for this mod. But we're adding more items.